The historical background of science and technology in the Philippines.
The pre-Spanish period. In this period, the Philippines has few written information with regards to its society, culture, and technology before the Spanish arrived. We relied on archaeological findings to trace the beginning of how Filipinos lived with the use of science and technology. Archaeological findings showed that modern man from Asian mainland first came overland on across narrow channels to live in Batangas and Palawan about 48,000 BC. They settled in different areas across the country and made simple tools and weapons of stone flakes and later developed new skills like sewing and polishing stones. Before the Spaniards came, Filipinos were already aware of activities and practices related to science and technology. They have learned the curative values of plants and able to extract the medicine out of it. Next is the Spanish colonial period. When the Spaniards colonized the Philippines, it has contributed to the growth of science and technology in the country. They have introduced formal education and founded scientific institutions. Parish schools were established where they taught religion, reading, writing, arithmetic, and music. Natives were taught a more advanced method in agriculture. Later on, they have established colleges and universities around the country, including the oldest university in Asia, which is the University of Santo Tomas. Medicine was prioritized during the Spanish colonization, especially in the later years. Spaniards made contributions in the field of engineering by constructing government establishments, churches, roads, bridges, and forts. Biology was highlighted during this period. Botanists, chemists, and medical scholars all gave contribution to the field of science. The galleon trade made a big impact in the economic growth of the Philippines. Spaniards gave priority to the galleon trade due to its potential to make huge profits. That is why agriculture and industrial development were not given focus and were neglected during this time. When Suez Canal was built, visiting each other countries for Europeans and Filipinos was made possible and probably influenced by the rapid development of science ideals brought by the Age of Enlightenment. American period and post-Commonwealth era. The American replaced Spaniards after they ruled the country, and the progress of science and technology has continued under their rule. The establishment of Bureau of Government Laboratories was made in July 1, 1901 by the Philippines Commission, which served a purpose to study tropical disease and laboratory projects in the country, and was later on replaced by the Bureau of Science in 1905 that became the primary research center of the country. While on December 8, 1933, the National Research Council of the Philippines was established. It was during the American period when the science was inclined towards agriculture, food processing, forestry, medicine, and pharmacy, and not much focus were given on the development of industrial technology due to the free trade policy with the United States that nurtured an economy geared toward agriculture and trade. The Bureau of Science was replaced by the Institution of Science in 1946. In 1950, there were reports made by the U.S. Economic Survey about Philippines' problem with regard to science and technology, such a lack of basic information, no support, minimal budget, and low compensation. During the regime of Carlos P. Garcia in 1958, the Philippine Congress passed the bill entitled the Science Act of 1958, which calls is to establish the National Science Development Board. Marcos Era.
It was only during the Marcos presidency where science was given importance. It was clearly stated by former president in the Philippine Constitution amended in 1973 that in terms of national development, priority shall be given in advancement of science and technology. In his State of Nation address, Marcos declared that there is a need for science in public high school, and with the help of Department of Education in partnership from the National Science Development Board, it aims to provide science teaching equipment for a period of 4 years. Furthermore, he declared Presidential Decree No. 49 Series of 1972 as a support for promoting scientific research and invention. Aside from that, one of his greatest contributions is the establishment of PAG-ASA, which function is to give environmental protection and utilize scientific knowledge to ensure the safety of the nation. He also established the National Academy of Science and Technology in 1976 to have the scientists who experts in science and technology. In 1986, he also established campuses of Philippines Science High School in Visayas and Mindanao to encourage the youth in this area to choose a career in science and technology. It also aims to tap the potential students on the said region. Fifth Republic. After the term of President Marcos, Corazon Aquino replaced him in the presidential seat and on her term in 1986. She replaced the National Science and Technology Authority, the Department of Science and Technology, which is the DOST, giving the Science and Technology a seat in the government cabinet. It was during the Philippine Development Plan for the years 1987 to 1992, where the role of science and technology in the nature economy was highlighted. In 1998, during the presidential of Joseph Estrada term, the internet age was pushed for the advancement of schools and industry. Then it was under the term of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo when science and technology reached its golden age. Numerous laws and projects related to science were made to push technology forward to increase the economic level of the country, like RE 9367 or the Biofuels Act that promotes the development and usage of biofuels throughout the country. In 2014, President Benigno Aquino honors 4 scientists who gave huge contributions in the science field that guide towards the advancement of science and technology. And we're done. That's all the historical background of science and technology in the Philippines.